Alright guys, this bike right here that you see is a 1980 Yamaha XS400S Special. Now that is the original engine. Only, surprisingly for the age, being 30 years old, it's only got 14,900, which is, we'll just call it 15,000 miles, we'll round up. Be safe about it. It's in very, very good condition. Still runs nice, sounds nice, looks nice, rolls well. Everything's greased up and lubed up, and I keep this bike very, very well maintained. Now, obviously, that being said, no bike is absolutely perfect. This one is not. It may look good, but at closer inspection, for instance, this front fender here, there is some pitting in the chrome. There's some paint that's been worn off from the Yamaha emblem up here. This is the original reflector here. This one I picked up aftermarket because this one was missing when I got it. There's a couple things that, you know, could be worked on or adjusted or tweaked or whatever, but that is not my main concern. When it comes to my bikes, my main concern is being safe, being reliable, being, you know, easy to use, fun to use, not being a hassle to deal with. So, here's the engine, or my muffler, I should say. That's the engine. Oh, by the way, another thing I really, really like about this bike is with these carbs, unlike the Virago or some of the other models you may have seen or worked on or whatever, these carbs are very, very easy to work on. Besides the simple design of the carbs, because they're from the 80s, under here there's an airbox. All you do is, you can see this little hose here. You just loosen the airbox, slide that back a little, loosen the hose, slide back a little, loosen the housing, and the carbs will just pop right off. And the only thing attached to the carbs are the fuel line, obviously the throttle cables, and there is another cable up here. No, that's actually, yeah, so the only things that are attached to the carburetors are the fuel line here, which I put a new filter in. I mean, it may look like it wouldn't work or like it's unstable or something, but I've ridden miles and miles and miles like this. I actually just prefer, you know, even though I know there's another filter and stuff up here, I just like knowing that everything that goes in here is actually clean. And, you know, I'm not going to be out riding one day and a little piece of something gets in there, clogs up one of the jets, and then it just starts running rough and gives me a lot of problems. But anyways, like I said, these things it's super easy to work on them. That's one of the main reasons why I bought this bike, is because everything was open and accessible, and even the valves, something that may seem complicated, I did not even have to remove the gas tank to get at the valves. There's a cover, well, for the ones back here, yes, but to adjust the exhaust valves, they're just under this cover, which I believe is a 17mm socket, and then you can just reach in there and adjust them. I actually pulled the tank off, pulled the whole head off, you know, cleaned everything and adjusted everything and all that fun stuff. But that's just me. I'm kind of overly picky like that, I guess. But yeah. So another thing, before we get too far into this, before I forget, the starter. There is an electric starter motor in here. The brushes in that are bad. That is why it doesn't work. The rest of the motor is good if you just replace the brushes. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Then it should work for you. But I am perfectly fine with just using the Kickstarter, which works great. I just, you know, kind of the habit of doing that anyway, so having a starter that doesn't work is no issue for me. However, I did look on eBay, and a refurbished starter for this bike is only about, I think it was like 35 bucks or something, which really is not all that bad. It's super affordable, and to put it in, I actually had to loosen up the carburetor assembly here to be able to just lift this up just enough where this cover would come off, and then I could actually just pull the whole starter out. And then you could pop a new one back in the same way. It's really self-explanatory, not that hard. But anyways, let me start it for you guys. Like you see, I've been touching it. It's not overly hot. I haven't warmed it up. It's still cool to the touch. I don't know if you can still see moisture and stuff on there, but if it was hot, that'll just be going away. But let me put the camera on a tripod here. I'm sorry, I should have done this before. Okay. Let's see, there. We'll put it on the tripod here. Get it at a better angle. And there we go. And obviously, we all know how to start a motorcycle. If we don't, then there's a bazillion videos out there for you that will help you with that. So what I do, obviously I turn my key on, which gives you power. Neutral, the green light. You always want to make sure you're in neutral. Never ever try to start it in a gear. Your bike might kick out from under you, hurt the bike, whatever, cause you problems. I don't know. With this one, you just have to grab the throttle. And sometimes on bikes you have to rev it a lot and give it a lot of gas. This one, you just barely move it. Just barely until it starts moving, and it'll start right up for you. So down here, it's already on prime. Pull the choke out. Barely move the throttle handle. Alright, so I'm not going to warm it up and all that fun stuff because I actually want to, shine it up a bit more and not burn myself in the process. But we'll just turn the battery on and we'll turn signals. There's right and there's left. Alright, when the battery's a bit low, the turn signals do not actually blink. They just stay on. But as you can see, the circuit does work. And you just, like I said, turn signals, just push them to release them. Horn, lights, brights, whatever. I'll continue this in another video because my camera is actually about to run out of space. So I'll probably have to splice a few videos together. But I will see you guys in just a minute.